Since the terrible events of October 7, 2023, we have witnessed a number of appalling anti-Semitic attacks against Australia's Jewish community. I've made it clear that these sorts of incidents have no place in Australia and that I wanted ASIO and the AFP to investigate as a priority. ASIO has now gathered enough credible intelligence to reach a deeply disturbing conclusion that the Iranian government directed at least 2 of these attacks. Iran has sought to disguise its involvement, but ASIO assesses it was behind the attacks on the Lewis Continental Kitchen in Sydney on October 20 last year and the Adass Israel Synagogue in Melbourne on December 6 last year. ASIO assesses it is likely Iran directed further attacks as well. These were extraordinary and dangerous acts of aggression orchestrated by a foreign nation on Australian soil. They were attempts to undermine social cohesion and sow discord in our community. It is totally unacceptable, and the Australian government is taking strong and decisive action in response. A short time ago, we informed the Iranian ambassador to Australia that he would be expelled. We have suspended operations at our embassy in Tehran, and all our diplomats are now safe in a third country. I can also announce the government will legislate to list Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, as a terrorist organisation. I've said many times that the Australian people want 2 things. They want killing in the Middle East to stop, and they don't want conflict in the Middle East brought here. Iran has sought to do just that. They have sought to harm and terrify Jewish Australians and to sow hatred and division in our community. The actions of my government send a clear message, a message to all Australians that we stand against anti-Semitism and we stand against violence, and a message to nations like Iran who seek to interfere in our country that your aggression will not be tolerated.
During the last 13 years that Human Rights Council is considering the situation of human rights in Iran, there has been no violation worse than 13 June act of aggression against Iran. Israel is the absolute evil and the main source of terror and insecurity in our region. Attack on peaceful nuclear facilities of Natanz and Fordo is not an act of war against our country. It is war against humanity.
My name is Ulisse Elian and I'm a member of the Dutch Parliament. I commend the rapporteur for his workshop described on page 21 in his report to restrict use of the death penalty by the Islamic Republic of Iran. Moments ago, the UN reported here that last year there were at least 975 executions in Iran, including children. I know all about this. 2 of my family members in Iran were executed. And in my country, the Netherlands, we witnessed the killings of Iranian dissidents, Ali Mohammed in 2015 and 2 years later, Ahmad Molanisi. Recently in Spain, Alejo Vidal was shot and Siamak Tamasbi nearly killed in the Netherlands. Mr. Rapporteur, in your talks with Iranian officials, have you raised the use of the death penalty against dissidents worldwide? Given that Dutch, Swedish, French and UK intelligence have all confirmed that Iran is hiring criminal gangs to carry out violent attacks here in Europe, will you confront Iran over the use of terror against dissidents and Jews? I urge this Council, if you truly value the right to life, then you must expose Iran's strategy of hiring assassins to strike fear into anyone who dares to oppose them. I urge the United Nations, you must refute the blatant lies that were just told here, hold Tehran accountable and cut off its long arm of terrorism. And to the brave people and innocent people of Iran, I say, you have the right to be free from tyranny and oppression. We stand with you. Thank you.
Iran isn't just a threat to Israel. They're a threat to the entire world. For years, they've outsourced terror like it's a business model, arming proxies to do their dirty work across the globe. Their terror campaign didn't start with Israel. 1983, Beirut, 241 American servicemen killed by Hezbollah, one of Iran's favorite proxies. 1992, Buenos Aires, Iranian-backed terrorists bombed the Israeli embassy, killing 29 and injuring 200. 1994, again Buenos Aires, same playbook. A Jewish center bombed, 85 people dead. And yes, the Iranian regime's fingerprints are all over it. 2012, Bangkok, a botched Iranian assassination attempt on Israeli diplomats. Although it was was a failure, the intent was loud and clear. 2015, Iran supplied weapons and training to Houthi rebels, leading to attacks on Saudi Arabia and other regional targets. 2020, we can't forget, Iran launched ballistic missiles at US military bases in Iraq. See the pattern? This isn't just about the Middle East. Iran's reach is global. Their proxies, plans, and explosives span continents. You can ignore it until their terror reaches you.